It seems to this representation that the honorable gentleman is not listening. I have cited already that the House of Representatives passed a resolution. He is not aligned to the rules of impeachment.
Order, please. Please observe strict silence.
Mr. Speaker, ganyan din po ang karanasan ko sa komite. Pero ding audience participation. May palakpakan, may hiyawan din po. Hindi na po bago sa akin.
Majority
Anyway,
Leader.
Mr. Distinguished...
Representative Marcoleta.
Eto na mga boss, kakapasok lang na balita. Grabe si Luistro, ginulat si Marcoleta, tanggal na sa pwesto, impeach na sabay-sabay, damay na sa Duterte. Base sa impormasyong nakalap natin sa social media, muli na namang napahiya sa Kongreso si Congressman Marcoleta matapos di umano siyang lecturean na naman ni Congresswoman Jinky Luistro na pwede siyang madawit sa impeachment ni VP Sara. Kontra daw kasi siya ng kontra kahit wala namang kwentang pinagsasasabi niya. Tanong siya ng tanong, hindi siya nakikinig, kaya sa susunod si Marcoleta ng pagbubuto ang i-impeach, pareho ng sasapitin kay VP Sara. Kaya ito, sabay-sabay natin panoorin kung paano si Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. Grabe, ginulat si Congressman Marcoleta, tanggal na sa pwesto, impeach na sabay-sabay, damay na sa Duterte. Pero bago tayo magpatuloy, baka pwedeng i-click nyo muna ang like, share, comment, subscribe at i-hit nyo na rin ang notification bell kung gusto nyo ng mga ganitong klase ng video para laging updated kayo sa mga susunod pa nating ibabalita. Kaya tara, panoorin na natin to.
Mr. Speaker, please recognize Representative Paulo Henry M. Marcoleta for his interpellation.
Representative Paulo Henry Marcoleta, party list Sagip is hereby recognized. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished sponsor. Madam Sponsor, could you please identify the exact rule, resolution, order, or House authority that allowed the Committee on Justice to conduct impeachment hearing during the adjournment of session?
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, let us be reminded by the distinction between an impeachment process vis-a-vis the legislative process. The impeachment process is governed by Article 11 of the Constitution, whereas the legislative process is governed by Article 6 of the Constitution. Suffice it to state that there is entirely big difference between an impeachment process and a legislative process. As a matter of fact, Mr. Speaker, there is a different set of rules which govern the proceeding of impeachment. In the same manner that there is a different set of rules that govern our legislative process. Mr. Speaker, in other words, my distinguished colleagues, the impeachment process is not governed by breaks and recess. And to validate that, Mr. Speaker, the House of Representatives, before the break, before the start of the proceeding before the Justice Committee, even passed a resolution expressly authorizing the Justice Committee to proceed with its hearing, to exercise the compulsory process, and even to use the electronic mode of sending notices and documents. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, there is nothing under the rule which prohibits hearing of the Justice Committee during recess. It must be remembered, impeachment process is entirely different from the legislative process. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
So, Madam Sponsor, wala pong maipakita na dokumento ang distinguished sponsor authorizing the committee to conduct hearings during
Mr.
adjournment.
Speaker, if I may continue, it seems to this representation that the honorable gentleman is not listening. I have cited already that the House of Representatives passed a resolution.
Order, please. Silence.
That's why I'm asking for a resolution. Give me the copy.
May I request for a 30-second suspension?
Madam Sponsor,
Session
distinguished
suspended.
Mr. Speaker,
Session resumed. But
May I
before
be
that,
recognized, Mr. Speaker?
Before that, Majority Leader, I'd like to remind the people in the gallery, please observe strict silence. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, ganyan din po ang karanasan ko sa komite. Meron ding audience participation. May palakpakan, may hiyawan din po. Kaya hindi na po bago sa akin itong ginagawa ng mga hakot ng mga audience na ito.
Majority
Anyway,
Leader.
Mr. Distinguished
Representative Marcoleta, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, to address the request of the Honorable Marcoleta, may I request that the Secretary General be directed to provide the Honorable Marcoleta a copy of the relevant plenary resolution authorizing the conduct of hearings.
Secretary General, please provide necessary corresponding copies. Please proceed, gentlemen.
And if I may read Article 11, Section 3, Paragraph 2 of the Constitution. A verified complaint for impeachment may be filed by any member of the House of Representatives or by any citizen upon a resolution or endorsement by any member thereof, which shall be included in the order of business within 10 session days and referred to the proper committee within 3 session days thereafter. The committee, after hearing and by a majority vote of all its members, shall submit its report to the House within 60 session days from such referral together with the corresponding resolution. The resolution shall be calendared for consideration by the House within 10 session days from receipt thereof. Doon po sa paragraph na binasa ko, 4 na beses pong binanggit ang session days. Wala pong binanggit na pwedeng mag-hearing ang impeachment, ang Committee on Justice habang naka-adjourn ang both houses.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, for purposes of our records, I am reading from the House Resolution number 892, the title of which, Resolution Authorizing the House Committee on Justice to implement Section 8 of the Rules of Procedure in impeachment proceedings relating to the protection of complainants and witnesses, and further authorizing the committee to continue the conduct of impeachment proceedings and the exercise of ancillary powers during the recess of the House of Representatives from 21 March 2026 to 3 May 2026. It is respectfully submitted, Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, that all the proceedings before the Justice Committee is within the ambit expressly provided by the House of Representatives in Resolution number 892.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, just to further assure the Honorable Marcoleta that everything was done in accordance with our rules and with due process, we did not adjourn sine die. We are still on our first regular session. That is why the plenary can authorize the committee to conduct their hearings if necessary. That's all, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker. Representative
Again-
Marcoleta, please
again,
wrap
I
up.
still
Your
don't have-
3 minutes is up.
I'm still not furnished a copy.
Please wrap up. Your 3 minutes is up.
Let me go to my next question. Madam Sponsor, when this case is elevated to the Senate,
Mr. Speaker,
is the House asking the Senate to try the verified complaints as filed or the broader record developed by the committee during the hearings?
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, based on our rules and based on the Constitution, it is not the impeachment complaint, but instead the articles of impeachment that was approved by the Justice Committee, which, upon approval of the House of Representatives, will be transmitted to the Senate. Consequently, Mr. Speaker, the basis of the trial is not the impeachment complaint, but the articles of impeachment.
Which brings me to the follow-up question. Madam Sponsor, can you confirm for the record whether every factual allegation in the articles of impeachment appears in the verified complaints or in their attachment, and not merely in testimony or documents later introduced during the committee hearings?
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, we confirm that the contents of the articles of impeachment are consistent to the contents of the impeachment complaints which were deliberated upon before the Justice Committee. We have to consider as well that under the rules, notwithstanding the fact that the evidence is not attached to the complaint, so long as it is relevant to the impeachment complaint, the same is allowed by the rules of impeachment.
Representative Marcoleta,
Alam
your
ko po
time
kasi-
is up. Your 3 minutes is up.
Evidence may support a pleaded charge, but should not become a substitute for a verified charge. And let me go to my
Your time is up.
final
Representative
question,
Marcoleta.
Mr.
Last
Speaker.
question. I'll allow you last question.
Madam Sponsor, did the committee ever formally require amendment of or authorize supplementation of the verified complaints to include factual matters that emerged only during the hearings?
Mr. Speaker, we are consistent to the contents of the impeachment complaint. And if the honorable gentleman is requiring the Justice Committee to make it as a parameter that they should all be expressed in the impeachment complaint, then he is not aligned to the rules of impeachment. The rules of impeachment expressly allow even other relevant evidence, which means, notwithstanding that they are not expressly mentioned in the impeachment complaint, so long as they are relevant, they can effectively form part of the articles of impeachment.
Majority Leader.
Thank you to the Honorable Marcoleta. Next on the list, Mr. Speaker, please recognize Representative Robert Nazal for
Majority
his...
Leader.
Representative Robert Nasal
Can I
of
just make
Party List
a closing statement?
BH is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, may I request the Honorable Marcoleta that he will have enough time for more manifestations, including his explanation of vote afterward.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize the Honorable Representative Bienvenido M. Abante Jr. of the 6th District of Manila to explain his vote.
Representative Abante, 6th District, Manila, is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Majority Leader. And thank you, my dear Speaker. Psalms 11:3 says, "If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do?" Today, the whole of Congress has spoken. This was the statement of one of the most powerful kings Israel ever had, King David. But first of all, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I would like first to commend the chairman of the Committee on Justice for shepherding with boldness and fairness these impeachment hearings. As we move closer to the impeachment trial, Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, this is no longer just about politics. This is about conscience, duty, and the future of our nation. Uulitin ko po, this is not about 2028. This is not about political alliances. This is about whether we still believe that no one is above the law. And I believe this with all my heart, and so do many of my colleagues in this chamber. Our vote today is not a declaration of guilt. It is a declaration that when serious allegations are raised against one of the highest officials of the land, Congress cannot look away. Congress cannot remain silent. Congress must act according to the Constitution and according to conscience. An impeachment ay hindi dapat gawing laro ng politika. This is a constitutional process with consequences not just for today, but for generations to come. The Filipino people deserve a trial that is fair, impartial, and rooted in the rule of law. And now, as the responsibility shifts to the Senate, which will sit as an impeachment court, I ask our countrymen to pray for our senator judges. Pray not for one side or another to win politically, but for truth to prevail. Pray that our senator judges be guided by wisdom, fairness, and integrity. Let us pray that they be swayed by their conscience and guided by the evidence before them, rather than by political pressure from various camps. As it is written in James 5:16, and I quote, "Confess your faults one to another, and pray for one another, that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much." End of quote. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I am fully aware that history will judge the decisions we make today. Years from now, my grandchildren will look back at this chapter in our nation's history and ask how their lolo voted when the country was confronted with different questions about truth, accountability, and justice. I want them to know that their lolo stood on the side of conscience and conviction. Mr. Speaker, I want them to be proud that I chose to do what I believe was right. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize Representative June Asidre from Party List Tingog. So move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Jude Asidre, Party List Tingog, is hereby recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I vote yes to the impeachment complaint against Vice President Sara Duterte. I say this with a heavy heart and with full awareness of the weight of this decision. This is not a vote that I cast lightly. In truth, this is a decision I struggled with deeply. I campaigned for Vice President Sara Duterte in 2022. I supported her candidacy. I believed in her capacity to lead and to serve. That is why when the allegations first surfaced and the hearings began, I did not rush to judgment. I listened, I waited, I searched for answers. I wanted to believe there was an explanation that could satisfy the demands of truth, accountability, and public trust. But as the hearings progressed, the evidence became clearer. Testimony after testimony, document after document, fact after fact, a pattern emerged that could no longer be dismissed, explained away, or set aside. The evidence before us was not vague. It was not light. It was not something I could pretend away simply because the decision was difficult. It was substantial, serious, and overwhelming. And when the evidence becomes overwhelming, conscience leaves us with only one honest choice. After several committee hearings, after hours of testimony, after reviewing the records, documents, and deliberations, I came to a difficult but necessary conclusion. There are compelling grounds to support the impeachment complaint. Public service, Mr. Speaker, sometimes asks us to make difficult decisions. At times, it asks us to stand apart from those we once stood with. It asks us to place duty above comfort, conscience above convenience, and country above loyalty. I voted to approve the impeachment complaint because my conscience would not allow me to do otherwise. I signed it because accountability must always remain consequential to our democracy. I signed it because no public office, however high, should be beyond scrutiny. I voted to approve it because overwhelming evidence carries a moral demand. It asks us to act. Mr. Speaker, here I stand and I can do no other. This vote is not about politics. It's not about public judgment. It is about the rule of law. It is about institutional accountability. It is about the courage to follow the evidence wherever it leads, even when it means standing against someone we once supported. Today, I vote yes because I believe in the promise of public service. I still believe in the dignity of our institutions. I still believe that truth must matter, accountability must prevail, and conscience must guide those entrusted with power. For this reason, Mr. Speaker, I vote yes to the impeachment complaint.
Majority Leader. Honorable Percy Sendanya, Akbayan Party List is hereby recognized.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, initiating an impeachment case is not part of our ordinary work. Not every Congress we hold a high official accountable. Not every Congress we conduct hearings to determine probable cause. Not every Congress we write articles of impeachment. But this Congress, we answer the call of our people in our Constitution. And while we are doing the task, we are called names. Maleta, Crocs, Baklang Ngiwi. Our integrity was questioned. Paldo na naman. Marami daw nag-withdraw ng boto. Congress na bahag ang buntot. We are subjected to mockery and legal harassment. Ginawa tayong memes that were AI-generated, all in the name of doing our sacred constitutional duty. Pero bukas tayo sa mga pang-uusig. Bukas tayo sa mga pangungutya. Bukas tayo sa mga katulad nating inip na sa katotohanan. At habang nandito tayo sa Kongreso, nasaan si Inday Sara? Naka-travel leave. Naglalakwatsa sa Netherlands, Korea, Belgium, Germany at UK. Sa ilang araw ng pagdinig natin ng impeachment sa komite, hindi man lang siya ayos sinipot. She did not even give an ounce of respect to this eminent constitutional process. Betrayal of public trust, culpable violation of the Constitution, bribery, graft and corruption, and other high crimes. These grounds are no joke, no joke. They don't deserve, we don't deserve VP no-show. As we vote yes this historical afternoon, we are reminding the Filipino people what a public official should be. When asked, bakit natin ito ginagawa? We answer because we are raising the standard of public office. Sinasabi natin hindi ganito ang gusto nating leader. Ayaw natin sa leader na bilyonarya pala, pero hindi nagdedeklara. Ayaw natin sa leader na nagbabanta ng pagpatay sa harap ng media. Ayaw natin sa leader na kumukubra at naglalabada ng pera mula sa droga. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, 69% ng mga Pilipino ang gustong harapin ni Sara Duterte ang lahat ng aligasyon laban sa kanya. The numbers do not lie. The majority of Filipinos want to start the impeachment trial and they want to start it forthwith. Who are we to stand in their way? Hindi tayo dapat matinag sa nangyaring Senate coup. Hindi tayo magpapasindak sa mga bababatas sa supporter ni VP Sara na bigla na lang magpapakita at magtatantrum sa plenary. Pare-pareho silang managot. Simula na ang paglilitis. Convict Sara now. Akbayan votes? Yes.
Honorable Rene Luis Coong, Party List Kabataan is hereby recognized.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, at sa lahat ng ating kababayang nanonood, tumitindig ang representasyong ito sa botong yes dahil naniniwala tayo na dapat nang litisin si Vice President Sara Duterte sa lalong madaling panahon sa ngalan ng hustisya para sa taong bayang ninakawan at pinagtaksilan. Umupo tayo ng 8 hearings nitong nagdaang 2 buwan at binaybay ang mga aligasyon laban sa Vice Presidente. Kalakip ng mga ito ay mga ebidensya na naghuhumiyaw, na umiiral ang korupsyon sa ilalim ng kanyang panunungkulan. At mula roon, naging mas malinaw ang mga sigaw para sa tuluyang pagpapanagot. Mr. Speaker, sa bawat kategorya ng mga aligasyong pwedeng mabanggit meron pong ebidensyang naipakita ang House Committee on Justice laban kay VP Sara. May mga saksi tayong nagulat na sinabing utos ni VP Sara na magbigay ng peking ulat sa COA para sa maling paggamit ng confidential funds. May official report tayong hawak na bilyones ang dumaloy sa mga bangko ni VP Sara at kanyang asawa na hindi naman nakaulat sa kanilang salin. Sa parehong salin niya makikita na may mga taon na wala daw silang perang deposito sa bangko. Nakita din natin ng mga video na totoo at beripikado, hindi po AI, na sinasabi niyang nangontrata siya ng tao na papatay sa kanyang mga karibal sa politika. At sa bawat oportunidad na hiniling natin kay VP Sara na ibigay ang kanyang panig, hindi siya nagpakita ni isang beses. Mr. Speaker, sigurado ako, marami sa mga nanonood, may mga kakilalang may mga kinaharap na kaso o kaya ay nakakulong. Bilang karaniwang mamamayan, batid natin ang bigat ng sistemang dapat magbigay ng hustisya para sa lahat. Pero sa kasalukuyan, may mga taong dekada nang nakakulong para sa mga mas magagaan na krimen. Pero dahil mahirap, walang abogado at nabubulok sa piitan. May mga nakagawa ng mga mas malalang krimen, pero walang pananagutan dahil sa limpak-limpak na perang hawak o kaya naman dahil sa mahigpit na kapit nila sa kapangyarihan. Yung mahirap na nagnakaw ng delata kulong agad, pero yung mataas na opisyal na nagnakaw ng milyon-milyon sa kabang yaman, nakakalusot? Hindi po pwede ng ganon, Mr. Speaker. This is about justice, yes, but more importantly, kaming kabataan, tayo, ginagawa natin to para hindi na maulit to. Para sa isang kinabukasang hindi na muling gagamitin ang pera ng bayan para sa makitid na pansariling interes ng iilan. Tanong ng iba, makakain ba ang impeachment, Mr. Speaker? Ang sagot natin dyan ay kung matagumpay na mapanagot natin ang mga magnanakaw at maibalik ang ninakaw na pera sa taong bayan, mabibigyan ng nararapat na serbisyo at suporta ang mga kababayang nagugutom. Kaya hindi kami papayag na ang kasaysayan ng ating henerasyon ay tatatakan na lang ng pangalan ng isang nagtaksil sa bayan na piniling magtago sa likod ng poder sa halip na harapin ang mga tanong sa kanyang pamumuno. Mr. Speaker, as a final word, this representation is convinced bilang tunay at natatanging kinatawan ng kabataan sa Kongreso to stand with the youth. We stand on the side of justice. Wala pagdadalawang isip sa pagpapanagot sa mga kurakot sa gobyerno, lalo na nasa gitna tayo ng krisis. Bumuboto ng yes ang representasyong ito para pagpapatuloy ng impeachment proceedings sa Senado. Maraming salamat, Speaker. And maybe a point of information to the previous manifesto, Mr. Speaker, Representative Kiko Barzaga is not the youngest congressman in the House of Representatives. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Noted. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, would like to recognize Representative Laila M. De Lima of Party List ML to explain her vote.
Honorable Laila De Lima, Party List Minority Leader, is hereby recognized.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, isang mariing oo ang akin pong boto upang pagtibayan ng resolution at articles of impeachment na isinumite ng Committee on Justice. The committee received voluminous documentary evidence, heard testimonies, examined audit findings, reviewed certifications from government agencies, and evaluated sworn statements and financial records. And after all these proceedings, the committee found probable cause and approved the articles of impeachment. Mr. Speaker, mga kasama, malinaw nakita natin sa mga pagdinig. We saw evidence of misuse and abuse of confidential funds amounting to hundreds of millions of pesos. We heard testimony regarding questionable disbursements, fictitious identities, and liquidation documents with indications of falsehood and falsification. We examined evidence of unexplained wealth and billions in suspicious and covered transactions that are manifestly disproportionate to declared and known lawful income. And we confronted deeply disturbing threats and inflammatory rhetoric that target not only ranking public officials but attack the very heart of our constitutional order. Taken together, hindi po ito mga mababaw na paratang lamang. Hindi po ito mga isolated or random incidents lamang. These are patterns of bad behavior. These are habits of abuse of power. These are matters that go into the integrity, accountability, and fitness of a public official occupying the second highest position in our government. Mr. Speaker, let us also be clear. Impeachment is not political persecution. It is not a partisan activity. It is a constitutional accountability mechanism. Mawawalan ng saysayang mandato at diwa ng pananagutan na nasa konstitusyon kung matapos makita ang ebidensya at magpasya sa komite na may sapat at makatwirang dahilan upang umusad ang proseso, ay basta-basta na lang ihinto sa kapulungang ito ang gulong ng hustisya at pananagutan. The constitutional process of accountability could not move forward if we shirked our duties in this House, if we dropped the ball in this plenary. Kaya naman po, bilang endorser ng Sabalya et al. Complaint at bilang aktibong lumahok sa mga committee proceedings, I vote yes to affirm the favorable resolution of the committee setting forth the articles of impeachment. Oo, dahil sa prinsipyo at sa ating obligasyon na nakasaad sa konstitusyon. Oo, dahil ang mga ebidensyang iniharap ay nararapat masuri sa isang ganap na paglilitis. Oo, dahil walang sino man, gaano man kataas ang katungkulan, ang dapat mangibabaw sa batas, walang sino man ang dapat makatakas sa pananagutan. At higit sa lahat, oo, dahil karapatan ng bawat Pilipino na malaman ang buong katotohanan ukol sa mga seryosong aligasyon at mabibigat na ebidensya laban sa pangalawang Pangulo. Given these compelling reasons, and for the sake of truth, under the banner of justice and accountability, dapat lang litisin na si VP Sara Duterte sa Senado. Maraming salamat po.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we'd like to recognize Representative Rachel Marguerite B. Del Mar from the 1st District of Cebu City to explain her vote.
Honorable Rachel Marguerite Cutie Del Mar, 1st District Cebu, is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The will of my constituents is clear. For the city of Cebu, 1st District, during the 19th Congress, it was a no. And for the 20th Congress, it still remains a no. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, we'd like to recognize Representative Jose Manuel Tadeo Chel Jokno from the party list Akbayan to explain his vote.
Honorable Jose Manuel Tadeo Chel Jokno, Akbayan Party List, is hereby recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I vote a resounding yes. Andyan na po, nakita natin lahat ang smoking guns, ang bilyon-bilyones na perang dumaan sa accounts ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa kabila ng milyones lang na dineklara sa kanyang salin. Ang halos kalahating bilyong piso na confidential funds na winaldas niya at marami pang iba. I could go on and on, Mr. Speaker. Ngayon, panahon na panagutin ang nagkasala. Ito ay para sa ating mga manggagawa na araw-araw kumakayod para may pantustos sa kanilang mga pamilya, sa mga kabataang naghahangad ng mas maayos at tapat na pamahalaan. At para sa lahat ng Pilipino na pagod na sa katiwalian. The House is ready to prosecute, Mr. Speaker, Your Honors. To Vice President Sara, see you in the impeachment court.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move to recognize Representative Sara Jane I. Ilago from Party List Gabriela Women's Party to explain her vote.
Honorable Sarah Jane Ilago, Gabriela Women's Party List is hereby recognized.
Mr. Speaker, buo ang suporta ng Gabriela Women's Party sa impeachment laban sa Vice Presidente. Sa panahon na may kinakaharap na krisis sa langis at pagtaas ng presyo ng mga bilihin, kawalan ng disenteng trabaho na may maayos na pasahod, kabi-kabila na demolisyon, paglaganap ng disinformation at pagtindi ng korupsyon, ito ang pinakatamang oras para maningil at may mapanagot na mataas na opisyal sa kanyang paglabag sa konstitusyon, betrayal of public trust, graft and corruption at iba pang mga krimen. At karugtong ng mga problema ng lipunan ang mga dahilan kung bakit yes ang boto ng Gabriela Women's Party sa impeachment ni VP Sara without H or without holding back from spending o pagwawaldas niya ng hindi bababa sa 500 million pesos na confidential funds ng OVP at DepEd. Sa laki ng halaga na ito, higit 350,000 na sako sana ng bigas ang nabili para maipamigay sa mga nangangailangan na Pilipino. Nasa 10,000 na mga magsasaka at mangingisda na sana ang nabigyan ng 50,000 pesos na subsidy para masuportahan ng masaganang pag-ani at pangingisda. Nasa 12,500 na laptop sana worth 40,000 pesos ang nagagamit ng mga estudyante o kaya mga teacher. Isa itong pagtataksil sa bayan, yung mismong pamimigay ng envelopes na may lamang pera para suhulan ang mga DepEd officials, ayon na rin sa former DepEd Yusek Mercado na nooy na-designate rin bilang HOPE o Head of Procuring Entity. Yes sa impeachment ni VP Sara without H, without honesty sa SALN. Sino po bang maniniwala na wala po siya ni piso na cash on hand o ni isa o sa bank na deposit man lang mula 2019 hanggang 2024. Samantalang naiulat mismo ng AMLAC na ang kanyang kabuuan na accounts ay may 630 covered transactions at 33 suspicious transactions na umaabot sa higit 6 na bilyon. Mr. Speaker, ni isang beses hindi rin po nag-attend sa mga hearings ng Committee of Justice si VP. Napakaraming pagkakataon ang naibigay sa kanya para magpakita, mag-present ng evidence, counter-evidence, ngunit pinili ho niyang talikuran hindi lamang ang impeachment proceedings, kundi ang panawagan ng taong bayan para sa pananagutan. Hindi rin ho biro at hindi katanggap-tanggap ang milyon-milyon na nalulustay habang ang mga nanay sa araw-araw hirap na hirap sa pagbabudget dahil sa napakababang kinikita o sa kakulangan ng trabaho at napakataas na presyo ng mga bilihin. Habang napakaraming bata ang nakararanas ng gutom at malnutrisyon. Hindi po ito katanggap-tanggap at kailangan ng pananagutan. Yes sa impeachment dahil hindi kukurap ang Gabriela Women's Party sa korupsyon, sa kasinungalingan at sa kataksilan sa bayan. Maraming salamat, Mr. Speaker.
Ngayon, kayo bilang Pilipino, ano ang masasabi nyo at reaksyon sa balitang ito? Mag-iwan kayo ng komento sa ibaba at atin niyang babasahin isa-isa.